Hi folks, it's Evil here from Thundermist Lure Company. Great to see you. Welcome to today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. I've got the boatless angler with us today, Antonio Sphere. We're out on Lake Erie. Today folks, we're going to be trolling for walleye. We got a nice little chop on the water. It's supposed to calm down a little later, but hopefully we'll be off the water in a couple of hours. We only got a couple hours this morning, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous morning. I got my electric motor in, and I've got it set right now, just that's a little too fast. I want to go down about 2 mile an hour. And what we're going to do, we're going to do some bottom bouncing today. I'm going to explain a little bit about bottom bouncing and some of the advantages of it as well. And I'm running the Viper spoon. I've got it rigged with a worm, as you can see there. And I've got a T-turn tied on here. And remember, if it doesn't say Thundermist, it's not a true T-turn. Three-way swivel. That's going to keep me tangle free. And I've got 6 ounces of lead down there. That's going to get me right down to the bottom. So I'm going to drop this rig down. And I don't know if you can see or not, but that Viper spoon is already just flashing and fluttering away there. So what you've got is the spoon is flashing and fluttering, and then you've got the trailing bait on the back side. So that is just a killer for walleye. And that's going to go right down to the bottom. You're rigged, Antonio?
Rigged in down there now.
You're rigged in down there already. Okay, so right down to the bottom it goes. Okay, you can tell when you hit bottom because you'll feel that sinker just kind of thump. Now, when it comes to bottom bouncing, the formula is how heavy do you need a sinker? You need a sinker heavy enough to just maintain bottom contact as you're trolling along. So the deeper you are and the faster you're traveling, the heavier the sinker. The shallower you are, the slower you're traveling, the lighter the sinker. So we went with 6 ounces right now because we're fishing in 60 feet of water. So we're really, really deep, and I'm going at about just over 2 miles an hour right now. So I could tell if I loosen my line. Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, there's not quite, there's bottom right there. Okay, now I'm on bottom. Perfect. Okay, now the other thing you could do, you could hold this as you're trolling along, which I like to do. But if you get tired or you need a break, the rod holder is perfectly fine. And unlike when you've got a downrigger on or a planer board, you could easily tell when you get a walleye because the rod will just go down like that. Your rod tip will just automatically go down. So it's very, very easy to tell. But the advantage though, the advantage of bottom bouncing is that sinker is going to follow the bottom. So if you're in 40 feet of water, then all of a sudden you drop down to 45 or down to 50, your sinker is just going to follow that bottom contour. So what that means is you're always going to be in the strike zone. So as opposed to just being with a diver, let's say, and you're at 40 feet deep and then the depth drops to 50, if the fish's strike zone is not that much, if it's only a few feet, you're going to be out of the strike zone. So by bottom bouncing, you're always going to be along the bottom, and you're going to be into the strike zone. And if you take a look at this fish finder here, I just want to show you where I'm fishing, and you could take a look here. Let me enter that. I'm already starting to mark some fish. You see those marks there? Those could be walleye, they could be sheephead. So I'm definitely in a good zone, I know that. I like to personally hold my fishing rod. I'm gonna let out a little more line. I like to hold my fishing rod as we're trolling because I like to feel the bite and set the hook. All right, so I'm in 61 feet right now. We're marking fish, don't know what we're marking. Could be sheephead, could be walleye, but we're gonna find out. So glad you could join us. Stay tuned, folks. You're on?
I'm on.
I'm on. Okay, let me put my rod down and grab the net. Beautiful. There we go. So we're going to find out what those fish were. Let me grab the net. Okay. Now, Antonio is running. He's got the SP1 Viper spoon on, and I got the SP2. Those are the two bread and butter sizes for walleye. The difference is Antonio's has got 2 hooks and a smaller spoon, and I've got 3 hooks and a bigger spoon. So the SP1 will take like a half a nightcrawler or a small nightcrawler or a minnow or a leech very nicely, whereas the SP2 Viper spoon will take a whole nightcrawler very nicely. And you also got the pre-tied rig.
I do, yeah. It was pretty easy.
Just tied it on. So I tied my own rig with the T-turn and my own leaders, but they already come pre-tied as well. There's a T-turn drift rig 20R, and that's what Antonio put on right now. It's already pre-tied with fluorocarbon line. Just snap on a sinker, snap on your lure, and away you go.
It was easy.
Very simple. So we're 60 feet of water. My line is still in. I just put it in the holder. You got any weight?
He does, actually. It's kind of fighting different than a walleye, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if it's a sheephead, they like to run and gun, right?
And that hasn't happened yet, so.
So chances are it's a walleye. Don't forget, we're still moving along at 2 miles an hour.
True.
I could slow us down a bit if you want.
No, that's fine.
Yeah?
Makes for a better fight.
yeah, that it sure does.
Makes it feel bigger.
And the boat is turning a bit. Let's just reposition a little. There we go. Oh, you had a lot of line out too, eh?
Did I ever? A whole spool almost.
Well, that's the other thing with the formula. I mentioned the speed of the boat and the weight of the sinker and the amount of line behind the boat.
It's a walleye.
It's a nice walleye. It's a nice walleye. That is a nice Lake Erie walleye right there. Yeah. And Antonio, you went with the gold, right?
Yes, I did.
You went with the gold Viper, and I went with the Bleeding Pearl Chartreuse. That's a nice walleye.
Healthy fish.
Healthy, chunky, and a good eater. Hey?
Yeah.
Now, do you figure you were on the bottom, or were you closer?
I was
a little more suspended.
Suspended.
You were more
honest.
suspended. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Got him on the last hook there on the Viper spoon.
Well, that's the thing. With the tandem rig or the 3 rig, you have a built-in stinger hook, right?
And I like how the back hook is a bit bigger.
It is.
It's nicer.
Yeah, that's
good fish.
That's
keeping him?
Oh, for sure. He's going right in the. That's dinner. That's a nice walleye. Okay, good start. Good start. Yes, Antonio.
You're in?
Yes, we are. Let me turn the boat. So what I did after Antonio caught that fish, I said, let's go back. As you noticed, I marked all those fish. Let's swing around and let's go right back through that school of fish that we marked earlier. It wasn't 2 minutes. Whack! And he hit right away. Okay. There we go. I've straightened out a bit, Antonio. You're okay there?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Feels like a decent fish too. This is fun. This is when, like I've always said, if I'm gonna troll, I really like to hold the fishing rod, feel the bite, set the hook. It's so much more fun than down rigging or planer boards. I don't know what I got. Is it a silver bass or the sheephead?
Like a sheephead.
Oh, it's a sheephead. Okay, well then maybe, yeah, it's a sheephead. Okay, so they're not all walleye that we're marking down there. It looks like some of those marks are also sheephead. Hey, small one too.
Little guy, that's rare.
That is rare. You want to keep that one?
I don't think he'll live, to be honest.
Why don't we keep him? Let's keep him. He came out of 60 feet of water, so that's a nice little sheephead. Yeah, they are very tasty actually, and the smaller ones are of course better. So let me check my. You know what? My nightcrawler is not that much worse for wear. I think I can reuse that crawler and put him back on. There we go. No worse for wear. So I'm going to turn us back and go back through that pod of fish. Obviously it looks like there's a mixture. I'm going to turn the boat, Antonio.
Okay.
There's a mixture of sheephead and walleye in there, and that's okay.
I got one.
You saw that hook set. Oh, I'm just going to let out a little more line here. Nice. Feel like a walleye?
It does. It's a smaller fish.
A smaller fish? Okay. Smaller fish are good, especially if they're walleyes. Okay. Because we had turned and gone right back to where we came from.
Feels good.
Yeah, feels like a good one. Nice. Okay. That's good. 2 mile an hour is doing it. Actually, let me slow us down just a bit so you can get him in. How's that?
Works for me.
Works for you? Okay. There we go. I got my line still in there. You got a lot of line out?
Nope, not bad. It's
Okay.
right here.
Okay. Let me turn us a bit.
Definitely a walleye.
Yeah? Oh yeah, there we go. That's another nice walleye. Beautiful. Beauty. Yes. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Nice eater size walleye right there. Dandy. Okay, let me put my speed back up again. Speed back up to 2 mile an hour. Okay.
Nice.
Nice. That's a good fish.
Hammered it.
On the gold. On the back hook, on the bigger hook, or on the first hook?
On the first hook.
First hook, okay.
Yep. Yep, on the first hook.
Oh yeah, look at that. Very nice. That's a nice walleye, eh?
Beauty.
That's a good eater. They got some good, they're thick too, eh?
Very healthy.
Very healthy. They're just feeding like crazy out there. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, we're gonna keep going. 2 mile an hour. Loving this, folks. Loving this. Okay, so this was really funny. So Antonio needed to take a little. Let's say he needed to take a little break. He had to visit the men's room. So I got one. So he put his rod in the holder and the rod just went clunk. Here, you want to take him?
No, I got the net.
You got the net? You
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah, oh yeah.
No, here, you take him.
No, I got it.
All right. he just hammered it as soon as you stepped to the front of the boat. Your rod just went whoomp.
Beauty.
So
It's a walleye for
it's
sure.
a nice walleye. Another nice
He's got a
walleye.
bump
So
here, too.
I got one on there.
Just bump.
Oh, I had a bump. Well,
Definitely was a bump.
yeah. Okay. Well, we'll get back to my rod in a minute.
I think it was anyway.
Okay. Let's get this walleye in the boat. Okay. So that gold color. Look at that. He just come off too. That gold is really turning those fish on, even though we got this bright sun out.
It's a good fish.
That's a good walleye. That's a nice little eater. So he decimated your worm. So he just decimated the worm. So okay, in the box he goes. That's a nice walleye. All right, so we're gonna have to get you re-rigged, and there's something going on with my rod there, so I'm gonna have to pull mine in and check it out. Might have been a silver bass or something else biting on it, but I definitely got to check that line. But you know what, folks? When you're trolling, you can cover a lot of water in a relatively short period of time. And when you're marking fish like that, you can troll through them, and hopefully there's more walleye than there are sheephead. But you know what, folks? Get an opportunity, get out on the water. Here we are. It's there's something biting on there. I got to grab that rod. Here we are. It's the end of July, and the water temperature is 76 degrees. There's a lot of fishing yet to be had ahead of us. Hope you get a chance to get out. Thanks for joining us on today's episode of Thundermist Fishing Tips. And as always, until next time, good luck and good fishing. There's something on that line. Something small.